Hey everyone, John Johnson here. Hey, I am at Mora High School. I am down right now in the old art room and doing a walkthrough. So kind of checking things out. So right here is the old art room. I think Mrs. Martin was our teacher. And anyway, here's what it looks like right now. Pretty much unchanged since I think I was in here last, probably 1985 or something like that. Got the kiln and vent hood. Um, anyhow, but leaving from here and walking straight out, we're gonna hit the stairs. Hey Scott Mo, how are you? Let's see who else we run across in here. All right. Yes. So up ahead here, well, uh, my very first class I ever had in high school was in this room right here. Barbara Crawford was the one who was my teacher. And yes, yep, this is part of the old part of the school. Indeed. So you look out here, yeah, got the gym and all that jazz. But back over here, this is also where the journalism was done. And one thing I'd really be interested in finding out is where all the information is on all the old pictures from the school newspaper. That'd be kind of interesting to find out. All right, so now I'm going to walk over to the library. I don't know the Dewey Decimal System anymore, but now I just Google it. Well, apparently no need to know the Dewey Decimal System because there are no books here. And happiness is a cup of coffee and a good book. Well, I don't think we were encouraged to have coffee when we were in high school, but now apparently that's changed. I don't know. But yeah, I was just talking to Brian Harms, and he asked me a question where I was when I found out about the space shuttle exploding. And I was working up here in the library at that time, and where I'm standing here right now, I was actually pushing one of the carts into the back room, and one of the librarians came out and talked to me and said, "Hey, we want to tell you something, and it's some sad news, but I want you to see this on here because this is very much history. It's just like when JFK was shot." And then at that point, they filled me in that the space shuttle had exploded, and then I seen it on TV and seen it exploding, and it was quite the deal. It was a rather emotional thing for the school. You know, nowadays there's a lot of graphic stuff that's on TV. At that point in time, that was not the case. Anyway, back up here, you're looking at these nice old big school lockers and such. And yeah, I remember running these hallways, trying to make sure to stay in shape during the winter, and running super hard and fast. And you come down and around back to these old lockers here and such. Oh wait. Yeah, Holmac. Paul Mack, Mrs. Eliason, and probably would have got along better with Mrs. Eliason had I known that um, her relation had actually been really good friends with my grandpa. And actually, I'm named after that grandpa. So anyway, I'm getting back down here right now, over in the area of the auditorium. Busy, busy day. Look at how many people are here. Every hallway has people in it right now. Let's see here. Mr. Salstrom had that room right there, I believe. That one or this one up here. And usually right around in here is where you would always hear Mr. Jones hollering, "Quit your damn whistling." Yep, good old woodshop class. So, but yep, we have Mr. Harrison right down here as well, talking about your, making sure you have your good eye protection on and telling you stories upon stories. And here it is. Wow. Shop classes open, and parts of it really look the same. Yeah, you'd have where Mr. Jones would have the table saw going and then drop some nice big chunks of wood on there, and you would watch those wood chunks fly. He wanted to show you how dangerous things were, and then he'd also proceed to show you how he'd cut part of his finger, and he'd talk about some of the shop horror stories, if you will. Up ahead here, you have your finishing booths, and then around here, right in here, you would also have your metal shop and welding and such. And looks like, wow, this is the only classroom where it really looks like it still looks this, nice and clean, like a real classroom yet. The welding booths over here. I won't say who, but I will say that my person who was my partner for welding actually let a whole bunch of acetylene go into the booth, and then he hit the striker, and this big poof, this big ball of flames come shooting out, and at that point just singed my hair on my arms. Um, yeah, it singed my eyebrows. It was quite the deal. But anyway, this is what this classroom looks like now. And I know everyone, hey, I'm just trying to run through and be able to show and give everyone a little glimpse of what things look like here before we say goodbye to this stuff. Down here, automotives. This here was the FFA. And to the right here, yeah, let's see here if I can still get in here. Nope. When I was in school, this here was a storage room, and I asked if we can straighten that up, can I use part of that as an office for the FFA? And Mr. Boxford said, sure, go ahead. Well, I was able to do that, get it all cleaned up, and by golly, it worked out very, very well. We had a place to work and stay organized. So, let me take a look here. Where you had all the wood stored for all your projects. We'll see on past the group here. All right. I'm trying to watch on here to see if anybody has any questions or anything of interest. But down here in this hallway. Again, when I turn the right, I'll be going past the shop classes and stuff. But again, also down to where Mr. Harrison had the drafting class. So, you hear a little group here. So, yes, if you recall, down in this area is also where we had Mr. Harrison. We had our drafting tables, and this is where you learned how to properly use drafting to draw out pretty much anything and to properly do it. Now, what's really unique, you look in here, and I'm sure some of you are already aware that nowadays they're using things like lasers and CNC machines and so much different stuff to be able to do things. 3D printers. It's great though that they're keeping up with the times and helping kids be able to learn these new things that are really part of what we do, how we do things. Here we go. You would still be bragging about me to everybody. All right. Stuff gone through. And here we are into the band room. It has been since before I graduated that I was last in this room. And there we go. Yep. Mrs. Parsons, I believe, was the one that handled things in here. And yeah, it's pretty neat to look at and reflect back. It is kind of weird to look at and see that time has stood still. So it's exciting to know that the new school will bring things up to modern times and, well, help them have their own new unique stories. So here we go. On to the next part. And room offices and storage. And now, so it's down here a little bit ago, but we're going to walk through here. What was kind of depressing to me was seeing that the whole back area, the auditorium, had all been painted black. It used to have the most beautiful hardwood floor, very well maintained. I spent a lot of time back here doing sets for some of the plays, and my mom was in a whole bunch of the Nord Country shows and other events, probably between 50 and 70 performances singing country music out here. And it's really neat to look at here and look up there and start drifting back into some of the memories that you have of setting up your, well, got your stage lighting up there. Then up here you'd have your Fresnels, and up there you would have your ellipse subtle refractors, all the stage lighting stuff, which is actually what I originally was going to go to college for, because I assisted Gary Hirsch on a whole bunch of things for all these big, huge events that would go on. And, you know, the Vassal was going to come in and do things, so you would get in here and get things set up. Here, I'm going to go. Well, I'm not going to run those steps like we did in wrestling. Brian Harms reminded me of that. But here, we'll stop halfway and we'll take a turn. And there it is, the auditorium. And right there, mid-stage, is where Jesse Owens gave a speech here at Mora High School. And the Oak Ridge Boys once played. And who knows, amongst them, how many other stars. I remember groups like Menudo playing here. And yeah, it's lots of fun, great memories. And I won't bother going in there, but right here is the control booth for all the stage lighting and such. And walk out here and you're back into the zoo. There's where you had, I think that was where Mrs. Jelly's classroom was. And yeah, so here's another one. This one's by far one of the nicer ones. And there's those beautiful trees right out front that really, in my opinion, set Mora apart. You know, a bunch of beautiful old history right there, as well as being able to reflect back and see, well, the architecture that has remained unchanged. Well, here we go. Got another door here. Let's sneak on through. And I'm going to run through the cafeteria now. All right. Take a left here. We'll go up to the school offices. Going to right here, we have a bunch of people checking things out in the school. Here's the lunchroom. And every day, I would spend an extra 10 cents right here in the a la carte line to buy myself an extra thing of milk. And golly, I bet if you think back, you can remember the flavor of those soybean burgers and, well, those big square slices of pizza. Great, huh? Then we go off to college and we still eat pizza. When we graduate, we still eat pizza. Anyway, here we go. I think what I'm going to do is run on down and get to the second floor and cover all this without tying up your time. All right, yeah. It would have been nice to be able to see all of the the pictures from all the multiple different classes that went through here, all the different years. That would have been kind of neat to see. Yeah, nice little touches here that weren't here when we went through school. Got the counselor's office there. Got the wrestling room down there. And now, up we go. Wonder how many people got in a fight here. Oh, hey, there we go. That's something I haven't thought about in a while. Is the multimedia room. Myself, Brian Harms, we were talking about this room. This is where Hirsch had it set up where there was a TV studio. And I think there was 2 or 3 cameras. The control room was in the back. And then out here, yeah, you'd be able to do your news broadcast. And then, like I say, back here was the control room. I think this is connected to the library. But yeah, I would sit in here and do editing for a couple hours a day with a bunch of the material that I had recorded. Do these little projects that would go on. And it was always fun. And what do we do now? Now we sit on our smartphones and we do it. And you got kids that are 6, 7, 8 years old, and they know how to edit, material as well. So it's crazy how the world has changed. Anyway, from here, and Sheila, I see what you're saying there, interviewing some people about their memories. And if I get the opportunity here, I will. Because right now there's a lot of people who are just, you can tell that they're on a mission or they're with a group. You may not see them on the screen, but they're here and they're trying to wave a bunch of others together. Boy, does this ever look different. And there's hardly anyone here. All right, though, but I am going to see what I can do to capture maybe some, like Sheila was saying there, capture some memories. Oh.
Lenore Martin, if you are in the building, please come to the art room. Lenore Martin.
Huh. I think you might have heard that announcement. Lenore Martin's coming to the office. All right, I'm gonna try to sneak downward. All right, there we go. See where we're at. All right, I'm gonna go down here and then I'll go back to the lunchroom and I'll ask a few people what some of their memories are. By the way, one of the things that people are doing right now is they're taking some time on a sheet of paper that is provided when you come to do the walkthrough they're collecting a lot of those memories that people have. And it's really neat. People are certainly talking about things that, tell me about your first day of school, tell me about some of your friends, things like that. It's pretty neat to hear. Anyway, I'll try to get over there and see if I can capture some for you as well. Hustling down the stairs. I'm proud of myself though for having a little hustle getting through all these stairs. I didn't think I'd be able to do that.
Many of the things that are happening
All right.
This generation wasn't.
All right. Well, there we go. Let's see what I can do. Right now, people are capturing those memories. That's what they're doing right now. All right. I don't know what I'll be able to do for you here, but I'll try. Is there any place that someone would like to see? If so, please type it out in your message. I'll try to do my best. I see Juliet Johnson is watching. Hello there. Well, I have a bunch of people on here with me.
You do?
Yeah.
Huh?
Do you have a second?
Sure.
Yeah.
Sure, why not?
Well, what's your name?
My name is Amber Splitstoser.
Amber Splitstoser.
Yes.
Well, I know some Splitstosers from Bram.
Okay.
So must be of that family, or
Possibly.
Possibly. I'll bet so. Somewhere along the line.
Yep.
Anyway, my name is John Johnson. I graduated class of '88.
Okay.
And I work with doing part of a Facebook group called You're from Mora when.
Oh,
Got
sure.
about over
I'm a
4,000
member
people.
of that group.
Yeah.
Yep.
Well, good. Well, thank you. But so what are some of the things that you're seeing around here?
Just having memories of going to school here. Yeah. I graduated in 2003 from this Mora High School.
Mora High School. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and
walking around and reminiscing about all the teachers and.
Has there been a lot of changes from 2003 till now? I mean, that 20 years?
Yeah, there's been some like updates in the technology I see around.
Yeah.
A lot of it is still exactly the same.
I was noticing that too. It's like walk into some of the shop rooms and like half of it is exactly the same.
Yeah.
I mean, even some of the graffiti scratched into something is still there. However,
I have to go check that out.
yeah, it's really remarkable. But and then seeing some of the other updates, so that maybe our years in '88 and such, that we never had the opportunity where that being like using lasers and fancy stuff to do things.
I suppose even like the phones in every
Yeah.
classroom weren't something.
Oh, no.
When you were in school, they were barely a thing when I was.
Yeah, I mean,
So,
people didn't have cell phones when I was in school. That didn't happen until about 3 years later.
Sure.
I've had a cell phone since '91, and it wasn't a smartphone. That didn't happen until much longer. But anyway, is there anything that is something special that you were looking for today?
I was just getting some closure.
Yeah.
I think just coming back here is kind of neat, just to reminisce.
See it and say goodbye,
My sister's here with me, so we just walked the halls and talked about all the old teachers and friends, and so it's been neat.
Doing a little web interview here on a Facebook group. You're from Mora when, so I'm sometimes doing some of the colorizing of the old photos and stuff. So yeah, it's fun to do. Take something from the past.
I get to put a face with the things that are being done on that group.
Well, I'm sorry it's this face, but it's what it is. It is what it is. But hey, anyway, thank you for your time.
Yeah, thank you.
I'll let you get going about your way and doing your things. But enjoy, all right?
Thank you.
You bet. Take care. Well, here we go. We got one other spot we're going to go to, which is down to the gym. We could definitely turn on the air conditioning for today. Oof. Being the fact it's like 87 outside or something. But here we go. Oh, here we go. I kind of saved this for last, being the fact that every kid has memories of this place. Mora High School gymnasium. When when I was going to school, this portion here was just being built. I graduated in '88, and I still remember seeing the tennis courts being built after they'd done a bunch of clearing of land and restructuring of things. It was just so crazy to see. Anyway, but look at that beautiful floor, and just reflecting back. No one's shooting hoops today. All the hoops are gone. But that being said, though, there's your net to divide the gym, so you can split it into two different parts, have two different classes going through, and you got your padding on the wall. So, when you're running laps or sprints or whatever, or some rough housing, you didn't have to worry about that. I remember the memories I have of some of the sporting events that I participated in here as well. I'll bet I lost like 5 or 6 wrestling matches here. Wow. Something. Yeah, that's something. Anyway, moving on. You look up here and you see all the different championships. Everything from baseball, Nordic skiing, boys hockey, volleyball, state champions of football, boys cross country, football, girls basketball, girls hockey, girls track, softball, boys track, girls golf, boys cross country, girls cross country as well. Hey folks, I hope that you've enjoyed this. And I was just reading Sheila saying there no air conditioning at all in the school when we went in '77, and they had classes in the gym there. But yeah, the floor here is gorgeous. You're absolutely right there, Karen. And so many of us also remember up here that this is where a number of classes had their school, their class photos taken. getting everyone on those same bleachers. And anyway, though, I hope that this gives you an opportunity to share some of this video with your friends and family as well, and reflect back and have a smile. Until then, though, hey, take care, stay cool, and well, keep supporting our, Mora's local history and why it's important. Take care. Thank you. Have a great day.